Hi everyone, welcome to In Nature Tarot. Today's topic is going to be, what is your current challenge, transformation, spiritual transformation, depth, like whatever the heck you are going through. We are going to look at what it is and how to kind of overcome it or transform it, if you will. So we are going to start with group 1, 2, and 3. Timestamps are listed down below, so you can fast forward to your pile. And I also am going to show you close-ups of the stone if that is something you feel called, and feel free to pause the video if you need more time. So group 1, we have this chipped amethyst. And group 2, we have this blue, I want to say it's calcite. I don't know crystals very well, so don't quote me on it. And last but not least, we have another lighter, smooth amethyst. All right, so those are the groups. Feel free to pause if you need to look at the stones, meditate a little bit, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi group 1, welcome to your reading all about your current challenge, transformation, and how to overcome it, transmute it, fix it, make it less crappy. We're always going through transitions and challenges and stuff like that, so obviously give yourself grace, know that you have free will, and that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, so we're going to get started with some oracle cards, and then tarot, and then oracle, and then tarot. So it's gonna be a fun video. So we'll put this aside for now. Let's look at these cards for your current challenge / transformation that you are currently dealing with or will be dealing with in the near future. We have illumination. And we have amplify your positive emotions and acceptance of love. So yeah, I feel overall there is this need for your mental stability to come better back in aligned. Like right now I feel like you are shifting your perspective, you're shifting your energy. There is this very transformative energy that you're going through, and it's almost like a spiritual awakening, a dark night of the soul, just with this illumination card, lots of things are coming to light. You're seeing things in a much different way. You are much more aware of who you are and your place in this world, and maybe you're starting to get inklings of what your purpose is, perhaps what you are meant to be put on this planet to do. And it might just be that you're at the start of this kind of transformation, of opening this chapter, this new way of seeing, a new way of being. I really just see like, this feels like the Hanged Man, like everything's being turned upside down, which is a little, scary if you've never gone through a transformation like this. Not saying that the second time or third time or whatever will be easier, because they're all unique, but I really think that your eyes are opening, your soul is opening, like you're just opening up to this other realm that has so many more possibilities. And you're being really called here with amplify your positive emotions to really have that trust and faith that you once did have as a kid. Like I feel like as children we didn't really question much, we just accepted. Wow, look at all these little towns down here, can you see that? I love these cards. They've got so many images between images. There's a face right there. But I feel like you are just learning to have trust, have patience, have peace. I think it's a hard thing to accept and just let it flow, but you're learning to really let it flow in a more genuine, easygoing, softer way, if you will. There's this need to let go of the grip, let go of the control, and have a more whimsical, fun approach, like curious approach to what is happening and what you're being called to look at, and what is being shown to you and what is being revealed to you. You're seeing different aspects of that. And we also have acceptance of love. So not just only romantic love, but love for yourself, love for people, that you run into, casually, not even people you know. This is the embodiment of love, just feeling, really working on removing that judgment, protecting yourself and setting boundaries with love, and trying to just make choices out of love, and not to get all hippy dippy and like, oh, just only think positive and only be in the motions of love. No, I mean, it's so easy for us to get shaken out of those energetic moments, but this is something that you're actively working on transforming and stepping into. And it's hard to describe when you are in a place of pure love. You're open, you're curious, there is no demand, there's no I need to receive this from someone, I need to manipulate someone. It's more of just a general curiosity. I think of a time when I was really practicing yoga a lot, and I was walking home. I lived in a big city, and I saw this older woman, and instead of ignoring her or thinking other thoughts, I immediately was filled up with a curious energy of love, of I wonder what her life is like. I wonder what her journey has taken her on, and the lessons and the good and the bad. I was just more curious about her and her life and how beautiful she was, and it's so hard to describe, and it's a powerful state of being, energetically, to be in that more curious, loving state of a random stranger that you've never seen before and never talked to. But it holds a lot of power, and yeah, really, really interesting energy that you are stepping into here, slowly, very gently. I don't feel like this is a very scary, intense. It's intense, but it's not, you can handle it. It's nothing outside your realm, but it's very gentle, this nudge into something else. I am going to make the camera a little bit wider because I need more space for the cards. So one moment. And we are back. Okay. So I really wanted to get some tarot cards to kind of dig more further into this specific energy here. So let's see. Group 1. Let's clarify illumination, please. Group 1, clarify illumination. Group 1. All right. And we'll do group 2. We'll leave them like that. And acceptance of love. Okay. Not that one. Okay. And then this had turned over, so we'll just leave it there. Okay. So we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands here appearing for your illumination. There is this need to, with this illumination comes like a worth, like you are realizing like who you are and what you can offer. And you're seeing the value, especially with the Ten of Pentacles here, you're seeing the value in what you can provide others or be for yourself, or really, really getting serious and grounded in your purpose, in your way of being. And the Knight of Wands getting really curious about, you know, the best aspects forward, like what am I really meant to do, where am I really going? And you're really getting curious about, you know, what kind of foundation can you build, what can you actually create here, you know, what really fuels your body with fire, what really you get lost in time. You know, you're really soul searching for your purpose here. And I feel like a lot of people get overwhelmed when they're like, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know which way to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. But to find your purpose, you have to explore. You know, you have to go on a journey. It's not just so black and white, like, oh, I like this thing and I know what I need to do. For some people, yes, I think that can happen in that way, but I think it is rare, you know, that happens in that transition. But what you need to do is just pick something. Pick one thing that interests you and explore and try it and see where it kind of takes you and where it expands, you know. And if you hit a dead end, then that's great. You know that was not, you know, your purpose, if you will, but you learned something from that skill or from that project that you're able to tie in later in your life. You'd be surprised. You'll be surprised. I promise you, it'll tie in later in your life and you will be shocked. You're like, I'm so glad that I did try to go down that avenue. So then you hit the dead end and you start back at the beginning. You pick another interest, another hobby, and see where that takes you. But sitting around and waiting to be inspired or waiting for you to get an answer of this is my purpose, it's not going to happen. And you're going to just get older and older and nothing's going to happen. So you just need to pick something and get curious. And know that anything that you go to explore is not wasted. Even if you think, you know, perhaps you have to get like a 9-to-5 job to pay your bills while you work on, you know, these projects and these hobbies and so on. You are still going to learn valuable skills from that job that you think is dumb and stupid and you wish that you were doing something different. You're still going to be getting valuable lessons, whether that's through, you know, what the actual job is, or perhaps, you know, it's through a coworker. You know, you never know how your path is going to lead you. So this is just trusting the process, trusting the illumination. Follow what lights you up. Follow that excitement, you know, Knight of Wands. Follow that excitement. Follow that energy and just see where it takes you. Okay, and then we have amplify positive emotions. We have the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, really tuning in to your emotions and like learning to have more peace. You know, the Ace of Cups is, you know, a new start, a new beginning, a new way of thinking of yourself and how you feel and how you relate to others. You know, the Ace of Cups can be a brand new start, something that fills you with so much joy that your cup overflows and you don't really know what you're even doing, which also ties into this amplify positive emotion. Like really pay attention to your mind, what it's thinking, like, you know, those negative thoughts that creep in. Like, stop yourself and tell your brain, no, like, excuse me, we are not talking to ourselves that way today. Like, really noticing where your brain goes, where your brain goes when you are triggered, where you always fall back on, like really noticing those patterns and really start embracing, this positive thinking. And I really hate always saying positive thinking and manifestation and stuff like that. It's you need to be positive, yes, but also having a negative emotion is not going to derail your whole process. Like, you need to sit with those emotions because they will help process whatever is stuck and stagnant and that you're transforming. And basically being present, being really more aware of when you are happy, and really being more aware of when those voices do creep in, to 180 it. And maybe you're having a bad day and something goes wrong and you're feeling sad and you're crying. Like, give yourself like a limit. Be like, okay, I'm allowing myself the rest of the day to feel like this. And after that, like, that's it. No more complaining, no more pity party. Like, I am not going to let my brain control this situation. Because honestly, we have much more control over our emotions. It takes practice, for sure. But honestly, when you feel a heavy emotion, it is, I think, I forget the time, but it's usually only really with you for example, 10 minutes. And then after that, you are amplifying it. You are allowing it to stay. You are holding on to it. You are blaming other people. You're just holding on to it, where you can let that go. Let that go. Hold on to the positive. Why are we also used to holding on to the negative and blaming other people and blah, 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 blah. I'm so sick of it. Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords here, which is all about just, using your voice. And I feel like this is more like really, really maintaining that headspace and getting serious with yourself and setting boundaries with yourself, with your own thoughts, and tell your brain, no, we are not thinking like that. Stop. Whatever creeps in, maybe you start criticizing your body, immediately stop yourself and say, no, I love myself. Give yourself a hug, give yourself a kiss your hand and kiss where you're criticizing. Like, really, really recognize this and start setting boundaries with your own brain. I think it's going to really help you. All right. And we have, for acceptance of love, we have the Five of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, there seems to be a push and pull here for you, especially with the Five of Wands. There's a lot of defensive-ness, guardedness coming up for you, perhaps trust issues. And, trust issues are usually there for a reason, but not everyone is out to get you and out to be evil and out to sabotage you and whatnot. This is really asking you to pick your battles and really, really try not to just accept everyone and love everyone, because some people are just ruthless and worth cutting out of your life, or just not dealing with, or setting a strong boundary with. You don't have to be a people pleaser to have love in your life. You just need to be careful with where you put your energy, who you're spending your time with, who you're allowing into your life. Do you have some toxic friends? Do you hold on to things for a long time? Do you people please just so you think that that's the way that you get worth and you get love? How do you let that go, and how do you transmute that? How do you find when it's worth putting in the time and dedication into someone, and when it's worth just letting them go? And the King of Pentacles, this card is interesting, but it's all about really having that grasp of stability, that grasp of knowing who you are and what you want and what you deserve. And yeah, really playing into, even when you set a boundary with someone, to do it with love and care and grace. But there's a lot of interesting getting more boundaries energy here overall, and getting more serious about your stability and grounded and what you want and what you want to create. Even with the Nine of Pentacles here, what do you want to create? What makes you happy? Where do you see yourself? Not what do you do, but where, like, who are you? Who are you? Without, strip everything away. Strip away the car you drive, the house you live in, the friends you know, the things you have, your social media account, whatever it is. Who are you at the core? Who are you deep down? This is really the transformation that you are going through. What do you want? Who are you? What do you want out of life? And how do you start taking baby steps to get there? You know, that's kind of what you're going through, which is a massive awakening. But like I said earlier, it is in a gentle process. It's not going to just be dumped on you immediately and then you're drowning and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's going to be easy. It's going to be deep but easy. Like, you know, the universe will never hand you more than you can handle. It'll always be the right amount. You'll look back and be like, wow, I'm glad I went through that, even if it does suck. So let's see what your other cards have to say here. We have ask others for help, or ask help from others. Look for a sign and the situation will improve. We love to see it. So yeah, look for a sign. Insight, clarity, paying attention, your intuition, really hanged man energy, like really looking for coincidences and signs and synchronicities, and really paying attention to that aspect, and let that guide you. Let that curiosity, that light, that illumination guide you. Again, illumination. We have that lightning bolt. Illumination. What sparks you? What really lights you up? What really excites you right now? Just pick it and choose and go. We have ask help from others. You know, really being able to reach out to people at a time where you need help, suggestions, someone you trust, someone who always supports you, someone that you feel like you can be your true self with. Really reach out to them, or reach out to a therapist to help you process this intense transformation. Really, you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. And seeing a therapist, there's no shame in that. And it doesn't mean you have to see a therapist forever. You know, you just see them until you're good. And then you're like, okay, on to the next thing until I need a therapist again. You know, you're looking at books that you want to read, really making better choices overall for you and who you want to be. Like, if you want to be successful, what does a successful person do every day? What is their life you imagine them looking like? You know, who are they on the day-to-day? And last, we have the situation will improve here, which, you know, we'd love to see. So whatever you are going through, it's not going to last forever. It could be a short stint. For example, like one of my dark nights of the soul was only a month. And then, you know, our more recent one has been 8-9 months. So it's whatever it is, it's not going to stay. And the more that you kind of keep yourself aware and open and curious, the faster that this transition will happen. You know, the more that you avoid it, the slower the process. So know that it won't stay like this forever, and it will improve. All right, we have one final card. What will the outcome be? What will we... Ooh, rebirth. I didn't even finish the sentence. I was too excited. Yeah, you are transforming. You are rebirthing yourself into someone completely new, some different way of being. And you might transition out of friends. You might transition out of movies you watch and music you listen to and clothes you wear. You might start getting curious in that way. It doesn't have to be a big, mental transformation. What do you want to wear? Get curious about that. But you are literally rebirthing yourself right now. And, overall, I think your outcome is going to be successful with you just being open and curious and allowing yourself to be playful with the curiosity and the synchronicities, and to not get too serious about the how, the when, the why, and just let it happen. Let it flow organically and let it surprise you. So that's all I have for you, group 1. Feel free to give the video a like, a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye. Hi, group 2. Welcome to your reading, all about your current challenge, transformation, and overcoming it. If you chose this little blue stone. And yeah, I just want to say that this, obviously it's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that you have free will and free choice, and know that the universe or God or whomever will never send you more than you can ever handle. It'll always be the right amount. Okay, we're going to get into these cards, tarot cards, these cards again. Stay tuned. It will be fun. All right, let's see what we have for your transformation cards here. We have make a decision. I feel like there's been a lot of stagnancy in your life. A lot of non-movement, stagnancy, nothing's happening. But there's almost too many options here. It feels like I believe the 7 of Cups, it just feels like there's too many avenues to go. I don't know which way to go. You could go this way, this way, this way, this way. I don't know, but it's just asking you to be decisive, to just pick a direction, and to just know that whichever way that you go won't be wrong. You can't mess it up. You really can't. Whichever way you go will have a lesson. And there seems to be no right or wrong way, is what this card is kind of evoking to me, is you will make the right choice. Just, you gotta make a choice. Whether that's to go a different avenue, to have new friendships, to let someone go, to leave a situation. And, you don't have to make this decision today. Really get clear with what you want. And get out of your head a little bit too with this decision. Don't get so caught up in your head and the pros and cons and the why and the how. And maybe this job will make me more money, blah, blah, blah. Get clear, because I feel like you're already too much in your head. And that's all well and good to think about pros and cons and all that. But after the pros and cons, are you listening to your heart? What feels right? What feels good energetically? What gives you that little tingle? What fills you up with a little bit of joy? That is the direction you want to go. That is the decision that you want to make, even if it's uncomfortable. Even if there's fear present, still know that your heart will make the right choice, even if it's scary, even if it's moving somewhere different. It's scary. It's really scary. But if it feels right, then it'll all be okay. It's always okay. That's the crazy thing in life, It's always okay. You always make the right choice. Everything ends up fine eventually, and life keeps on going. You know, it ebbs and flows. It gets good, it gets bad, it comes up, it goes down. It's just the only constant in life is change. And if you stay stuck and you don't make a choice, then that's also a choice, is to not make a choice, to decide to just stay where I am, safe, on target, like I don't want to move anywhere. You know, that's also a choice. So let's clarify this card here for you, group 2. Clarify, make a decision, please. Let's clarify. Stop freaking out. Hey, man. Maybe that's a message for you. Stop freaking out. Stop freaking out. It's going to be fine. Just pick a direction. Wow, we have the Knave of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, get out of your own way. I feel like you think so much about, you know, your choices here. You're a thinker. You're a thinker, and it prevents you from doing, you know, and there's this battle going on between your heart and your mind, and you are not making a move at all. And so you're just stuck, stagnant, and you're frustrated. I see you so frustrated here because you're like, well, nothing's moving. Yeah, because you're not making any choices or changes or anything like that. And I do believe that there are winter seasons of our life not tied to the actual seasons, because, you know, that's not how it works. But this feels like a self-doing. I'm sorry, I'm calling you out a little bit, but you seem to have gotten yourself stuck from inaction and not making a choice and not changing things up. You know, the great motivational speaker Tony Robbins asks, have you really tried it all? Have you really tried it all? You know, you haven't. You haven't tried all those things. Start making a list of things that scare you and start, you know, pick one and try it and see what happens. You know, are you afraid to move? Are you afraid to leave a relationship, a friendship? Are you afraid to leave a job? You know, what is it? And, you know, you don't have to quit your job today if your job is like not making you happy, but can you start looking for a different avenue, or can you start making a plan for a different avenue and then put action behind that too? Because, you know, you can sit all day and wish and manifest, but if you're not taking action, those manifestations aren't going to be able to just, they're not going to come knocking on your door. You're going to have to put a little bit out as well. You know, you got to put a little effort in there. So that is the make a decision challenge, and how to kind of overcome it a little bit here. Okay, let's see what the second one is. We have inner truths. Ooh. A lot of things coming to light, you know, a lot of things being revealed, secrets. You know, I feel like perhaps, you know, seeing people for who they truly are. You're not so blindfolded anymore. You know, you're really seeing situations as well. Like you're kind of taking the blindfold off and seeing people and situations for who they truly are, and some are good and some are not so good. And I feel like there's a lot of illumination here coming towards you. You know, you're really starting to see not only situations and people, but you're really seeing a different side of yourself. It's almost like a choose your own adventure book. You just keep on going further down the rabbit hole and getting more and more curious. But there seems to be, things coming to light, and it allows you, with this decision, it allows you, these tie together, you know, making a decision and seeing what you already know. You already know these. You just have been trying to lie to yourself or give it another chance or wait a little longer for it to appear and manifest, or promises and actions and words not linking up. You're just like, why? I already know how this outcome is going to be. It's already shown me exactly what it thinks of me, person, place, or thing. So why would I expect it to change? It's not going to change. It is what it is, and it has shown me exactly what it is. And it's time to really, see that. Not just see it, because you already subconsciously know these things. And they're not all bad. They're not all bad. Like, you've got a cave here, you got a beautiful oasis here, winter scenery here. It's not all bad. It's not all evil, There's also going to be people, I think, that you didn't expect to inspire you or get you, or, I think you're going to be surprised by some of the people that, like, come into your life. You're like, oh, wow, that's not the kind of person I thought you were. I judged you too fast. And yeah, you're just seeing things for what they are. You're not letting people just get away with things, if you will. So let's clarify inner truths. What else can we tell group 2 about? Love when it does that. Inner truth. Woo, okay. Inner truths coming up. We've got the Hierophant, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. So, yeah. You already know, like, subconsciously, like, you are smart. You're not someone that can be pulled the wool over the eyes, or whatever that phrase is called. You are really intelligent and wise, and you have this gift of just knowing when something is good. And I think it's something that you're learning to tap more into, this kind of knowledge, this base, this energy, this learning of who you are deep down inside, and really listening to more of a voice of knowing than a logical standpoint. You're learning this balance of 2 of Pentacles here. You're learning this balance of practicality and, what does it feel like? Again, with the make a decision, balancing that heart and head here. But this is more in a spiritual aspect of really being able to read people's energy and why they're in your life, what do they want, what can they give, and not even like what can they give, but like, what is this relationship? Is it a balanced relationship? Does it feel fulfilling? Do I feel supported? Does it, inspire me? Give me things. Am I able to give them things? Does this feel like an equal give and take? Really, really seeing that aspect of everything too. Is this serving me in my highest good? From a place of, just being able to read people better. There's so many, books in this, really being able to like read and have that knowledge and being able to trust in that side of yourself, that just ultimate knowing, lots of things being revealed here, and they're things that you've already known about. But they're just being like shown to you. And they were always there, but now you're seeing them. Your eyes are open. You're finally seeing these truths coming up. And now with these truths coming up, you're able to make better decisions about what you want and who you want. So it's very linked together. It's very succinct, these 2 messages. curiously, let's see what the third is. Culmination of vision. Ooh, I love this. I see like a fresh, brand new start here. You know, a transition period. You know, things kind of coming together. You know, like a fresh start, a fresh perspective, a breath of fresh air here coming in. And transformation too. You know, these butterflies, I believe they're actually moths. But it feels like a new cycle is here to present itself. This is what you're currently going through, the current challenge, the current transformation. And this is kind of the outcome. This is the reward. This is what you're going to be getting, is this sense of freedom and this sense of a new chapter, and you're able to know a deeper side of yourself. You know, who are you? What do you want? Where are you going? It's just like, it's a very beautiful, peaceful state of mind. And it's also really powerful. It's a really powerful state of mind. You know, there's almost like a vastness here, like the possibilities are endless. And I think that this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. As soon as you start listening to that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom, and start making decisions, balancing your head and your heart, you're able to open this doorway for something completely new to kind of come into your life and transform and transpire and to just be. I'm curious to see, that rhymed, what is happening with this culmination of vision. Whoa, okay. Intensity, slipperiness, culmination of vision, please, for group 2. Culmination of vision. All right. We have 7 of Swords and 8 of Cups. Wow. Yeah, you're no longer someone who's going to be deceived or manipulated or taken advantage of, because you are tapping into this inner truth, this inner knowing, you know, really listening to your intuition and being more succinct and linked with that, and the trust and the knowing that everything will be okay and that I must make the best decisions for myself, you know, regardless of what I have to do. Like I have to, this is my life and it's my life and it's now or never. Yeah, so basically you're done with having the wool pulled over your eyes here with the 7 of Swords. You're no longer becoming a victim of other people's energies. You're really learning how to trust yourself. And at the first red flags, you're listening finally. You're going to be transforming into this powerful state. I think it's going to be a journey to get there, so be patient with yourself. But the 7 of Swords here, you're no longer being deceived, and you're seeing straight through someone, you know, and you're allowing yourself to have that trust and have that openness. But as soon as someone shows themselves, you are like, no, I'm sorry, I don't deal with that kind of energy. I only prefer people who are honest and truthful and non-manipulative. I don't play that game anymore. Yeah, and the 8 of Cups, you're just walking away. You're taking the higher road. You know, you're not waiting around for someone to save you. You're not holding on to things, people, places, titles anymore. You are slowly transforming yourself into making better decisions for yourself, into what really fills your heart and soul with happiness and joy and contentment. Like, you're just getting serious about connecting to your intuition and really becoming a badass. Becoming a badass. That's what I'm seeing here for you. All right, let's get into a couple more cards here for you. Let's see. Remain positive. Yes. You know, even through hard times, try to find that little glimmer of hope and light and sparkle and the good things, even if they're small, even if they're super small, like a really delicious meal. Buy yourself some flowers, treat yourself to like a beautiful walk in the woods, and just really be present and notice like the small little things. They don't have to be expenditures. You don't have to spend money to be positive and to notice things. We have recovery. Oof. Yeah, you've been through it. This is a time for you to cut away the bull crap, if you will. You're cutting away what no longer serves you, and you're transforming yourself into you know, the way forward is like, I'm no longer making choices that belittle me or lack, you know, devalue my worth, or just put me in a state of whatever. You're just like, I'm over it. Like, and you're recovering, and you're taking the time to breathe in and breathe out and really heal yourself from within. And this is happening here, you know. Ooh, big happy changes. Don't we love that after being stuck and stagnant? You know, the changes that you're making ultimately in the long term are going to make you... Sorry, it got cut off, but look at this. Beautiful, happy, big changes. You know, as soon as you start making choices, like everything is going to fall into place. You're going to be so happy with what you chose. You chose to get uncomfortable. You chose, you know, to do it even if you were afraid. You know, you just started making some big changes, and you're so happy on the other side. You know, things are finally like happening. You're finally feeling good. You're feeling whole. You're feeling brand new. You're feeling like yourself. Like, you got this. You got this. All right, last but not least, we have the outcome. Ooh, leadership. Yeah, you are like taking responsibility for your own life. You are starting to make choices for you. What do you want? You know, I've asked that to someone before, and they're like, I don't know. No one's really ever asked me that before. It's like, what? What do you mean? Like, what? But what do you want? Like, you're really taking control of your life, and you're really making choices for you, yourself, and you know, you don't care anymore. You know, you're not doing it out of hate or spite, but you are just starting to make choices for you. You are the leader of your own life, and you are starting to make choices and be that. Like, you are for you. You are living your life for you. No one else. No one else. So that's all I have for you, group 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to give a like, a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye. Hi, group 3. If you chose this amethyst, this is your reading all about what is your current challenge, transformation, and how you're going to be overcoming it, and the result at the end here. So just know that you have free will in any choice that you make. You'll never be handed too much in your life that you can't handle. It'll always be the right amount. And, you know, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest, and we will get started here. We're going to pull some oracle cards, tarot cards, all that good stuff. So stay tuned until the end when we get the results here. So let's start with first card. Ooh, higher ground. Yeah, you're really looking at the bigger picture. You know, you're really taking a step back here and really noticing, look at all those faces in there. You got faces here, faces in the mountains. I love these cards. They have so many like weird visuals in them. You're really stepping into this different way of being. Perhaps you're more slower, more quieter with your reactions, You're really taking a step back and really noticing your choices and how they affect you, not only in today and tomorrow and next week, but like into the next couple months, the next couple years. Like, is this a decision I want to make? Is this going to be a good decision? Is this the next right step forward? And really just noticing that, your own personal choices, but also like taking the higher ground of situations and people triggering you, and really being able to take a step back and be like, interesting. I think that person is reacting perhaps in that way because of how they were raised as a kid, the trauma that they were handed, and how they have processed their trauma, or perhaps are not even aware of their trauma. There's almost like you're able to step back and have this higher perspective of, I don't know if you can hear that lawnmower, higher perspective of things happening and not getting upset. Interesting that there's a lawnmower right now, like not getting upset that there's a lawnmower mowing, and that it's just part of it, and it's not worth me getting reactionary or upset or anything like that. Maybe it just is, taking the higher ground, looking at a bigger perspective, really noticing, why you get triggered, when you get triggered, and what those triggers mean. And is it personal? Is it the other person projecting onto you? Everyone that you meet is a mirror. And so you're learning this very stoic way of processing what life is starting to hand you, and starting to make choices in that regard as well. You're not just reacting anymore. You're processing, and you're trying to get grasps of that instant reaction, that instant, fear, jerk, anger, love. Like you're learning to not be so reactionary, and you're learning to be more present, more passive, more a higher approach, if you will. And not saying that you being this higher approach means that you are holier than thou and, bow down all my minions, I'm more spiritual than you, and you are just dumb because you don't know your trauma. Like, that is horrible. And that's just your ego coming to play because you've been doing work, and maybe not everyone's awakened yet, or that place, or maybe they never will. But it's taking what can you do? Who are you? What can you react to? How do you process things? And how do you notice how someone else is dealing with their own stuff and how they project it? And do you continue the projection, or do you decide to take the higher ground and to not continue that projection? How do you fit into this niche? How do you fit into this story? Let's get a couple clarifying cards. We'll look at these, don't worry. So, group 3, clarify the higher ground. We got Queen of Wands, and we have 10 of Wands. The Queen of Wands is fierce. She is loyal. she's passionate, she's creative, she's determined, she's hardworking. But there's a loving side to her, you know. She's very empathetic as well. You know, even in this power and strength, even with the 10 of Wands here, with this determination and hard work that you are willing to put in. You are not, you know, a lie down and let things fall into your lap kind of person. You're very determined. You're very go-getting. You're like very passionate. You're very much persistent and dedicated to everything that you do. But there is a need for empathy here, and not so much of a warrior aspect of like, do it yourself, do it alone. I'm better than thou. There feels like there needs to be, and this is what you are learning at this moment, this higher ground, this higher perspective. You're learning this at this moment, and it's messy, it's clunky, it's a little bit weird, and you're like, well, why am I reacting to that person reacting to me, and why am I getting petty and bitter? And for example, like someone at work just gives me attitude all the time, and so I decided to give them attitude back, the same attitude, and then it just escalated it, and then it just kept on going, because that's just how that person is, and that's how they deal with situations, and makes them feel better, and so on and so forth. And so then I decided, I'm done interacting with this energy and trying to teach this person a lesson, or prove my worth, or get revenge. And as soon as I did, it stopped happening, because I stopped engaging in this stupid energy. And that's the kind of message here is, where is your energy going? Where are you letting your energy go? Because this passionate, determined, hardworking, empathetic energy, and you know, protective as well, like, could be put towards a better use. You know, where are you putting your energy? Take the higher ground. Take a step back. Like, where is this going? This is what you're learning here. This is your current challenge. How to get to this higher ground. How to not be the bigger person. Because that's ego-based. Not to be the bigger person, but how can you not engage in these energies? How can you take a different perspective and be the bigger person in an energy of love and not ego? You know, there's a fine line. There's a fine line, because you being the bigger person feeds your ego and puts the hat on you, like, look at me, I'm better than that person. I'm not able to engage in this energy anymore. But you coming from a place of love and taking the higher ground for your own sanity and your own well-being, to just be like, you know what, I don't care, is a much more safer, grounded approach than to be like, well, that person's stupid and they clearly aren't spiritual, and that's just how they are, they're just dumb. You know, how can you tap into that more empathetic energy here? Instead of so determined, hardworking, I'm better than anyone else. Woo! Woo-wee, woo-wee. Okay, let's see what card number 2 has for you. Be true to your heart. So there's this need for you to be more empathetic, to have a more feminine ease, regardless of your gender or what you identify as. There needs to be this gentler approach to your life. Again, I feel like you're someone that's very determined, very hardworking. You know, there needs to be more patience. There needs to be more fun and play and excitement and listening to yourself and your heart and what makes you happy, and what makes you feel fulfilled and energized and curious and creative. You know, the Queen of Wands energy, you know, how do you feel this need, this energy that you have? How do you take this and transform it into a much better use of your time and energy? You know, what really fills your cup? What makes you so happy? What do you love to do? What do you love to wear? What do you love to listen to? Who do you look up to? Like, you're really learning to listen to that inner guidance and to have more peace and grace with not just yourself, but with others. You know, you're learning a much more monk-like approach, if you will, like taking the higher ground, the higher perspective, being true to like what fills you with joy. Who are the people that you want to be surrounded with? How are you acting? You know, are you acting like the people that you want to be surrounded with? If you're not, then how are they supposed to come in? Because everyone that you meet is a mirror. And the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, that comes in is a mirror of something that either is in you, needs to be worked on, needs to be healed. Like, it's when people trigger you, there's a reason. Like, that is a big hello, please work on me. That's it's not a red flag, it's a purple flag. It's a spiritual flag. Like, hey, we need to start working on this because you're not working on it and you need to pay attention to it. So this is like, yeah, learning to have a more empathetic approach, a more lighthearted approach to your life and your needs and all that. Yeah, a more passive, empathetic approach. So let's see. Let's get some clarifying cards for that. For be true to your heart. What else can we say? We have the Six of Swords, and the Chariot here. Yeah, like where do you find that you overthink things and do you feel like you can't really make progress and you feel stuck and stagnant, or you just don't allow yourself to feel this way? I feel like you hinder and block yourself sometimes. Like you stand in your own way, like you get in your own way. And how can you get out of your own way so that you can be happy? I feel like that you're currently dealing with a current challenge of feeling angry and defensive and miserable and frustrated. Maybe one of those, maybe all of those. But I feel like the energy, these are like the current challenges. This is like your reaction to these current challenges, or learning, you know, to have these. But you have this push-pull dynamic where it's like, I want this thing, but I don't know how to get there. And instead I become a little negative, and not to call you out. I don't think your reaction is horrible and like you're never going to manifest anything and like, oh my God, you should give up. Like, no, we're not going down that kind of rabbit hole. But I feel like there needs to be, again, a bit more ease, a bit more grace with your decisions, to like really get quiet and listen to your heart and what do you want and how do you make choices and how do you have conversations, and to really have that more empathetic approach to this tough exterior that you already have. It's a beautiful, tough exterior and it's wonderful, but there needs to be a softness approach here, a lightheartedness into the steps, you know, forward in your life. I'm curious to see what the third is. I'm sure you are too. Be your best self always. I see this. This is you getting comfortable with yourself, your true self, your authentic self. You like letting yourself be seen, letting yourself, like letting others see you too, like not just wearing things to make people happy, not just agreeing with someone, like really using your voice, that determination that you have, using that to really be you 100%. And that's all you have to do, is be yourself, to show yourself authentically and show up authentically, and always try to come from a place of love. Don't try to dig someone down just to make yourself feel better, because energy is transferable. And if you choose to just let that stuff go, like, you're going to be able to get so much of that reserve of that energy that you were putting into a crappy situation. You're able to scoop up that energy and put it into you, into something better. Your energy goes into different places. If you're like stuck on people and other people and judging them, your energy is being dumped into them. Like, it's not focusing on you and yourself. And I feel like you have a lot of radiance and gifts inside of you that need to be shown and shared and embraced. And this is where your energy needs to be going, towards your heart, towards who you really are, your true self, your true form. Like, what fills you up? What makes you excited? What do you like to wear? Who are you, like, at the end of the day? And I feel like this is the transition into taking the bigger perspective, being true to your heart and making choices, and then letting yourself shine, letting yourself be seen. And it can be scary to be like, to show yourself 100% vulnerable and like who you are deep down inside, but there needs to be this ease. Let yourself take baby steps to be you, and to love yourself, and to accept yourself, and to be kind to yourself, and don't be so harsh and judgmental towards others and yourself. And once you start healing these aspects of yourself, this gentler side, I feel like you're going to have an easier approach with other people, because you're starting to love yourself, you're starting to accept yourself, you're starting to let yourself shine and be you. All right, let's get some clarifiers. Always be your best self. Group 3. Always be your best self. Ooh, we got the Hermit. And one more, please. Ooh, that one. Come here. And the Queen of Cups. We love it. That's a beautiful energy here. So being your best self always, it is following your heart. Queen of Cups. Being true to your emotions and your validation and your needs and your wants, and really listening to what makes you happy, and not being afraid to shine that and show that. And it also comes with, you may need time alone to uncover these aspects of yourself, of who you are, and learning this other side of yourself. Don't be afraid to get quiet and go within and be alone and do things alone. Go places by yourself. Is there a place that you've always wanted to visit and you've never gone because you're like, well, I need a friend and none of my friends want to do it and blah, blah, blah. Like, when I was younger-ish, I really wanted to go to metal shows like concerts, and I was really getting into that kind of music, and I always loved concerts, and none of my friends really wanted to go. And one day I just said, screw it, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go. And you know what? I ended up meeting people, and then they were like my concert buddies, and it was great because I was like, oh, I'm so glad that I went to this show, because going to live music fills my soul with, oh my God, so much joy. And especially like rock and metal, it's such a cathartic experience for me. It's unexplainable, but it's me. But there's this, you need to be doing stuff by yourself to find who you are by yourself. Like, it's such a powerful thing to be alone and to sit with yourself and to go places by yourself and read books by yourself, go to that, bring yourself on a date, like anything. If you are single at this time, this is a perfect time for you to really dig deep into who you are, because you do not have any distractions. You can sit with yourself, uncomfortable as it is, or as pleasant as it is. You can really sit with yourself and really let yourself be yourself and know yourself. You know thyself, man. If you know thyself, you'll be able to be true to your heart. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into these cards here for you. We have trust. Yes. Trust the process. Trust where you're being led. Trust that this is all working out just fine and dandy, and you will get out of this transition, this cycle, and you will be in this new state of being. You will be so beautiful and true to yourself. Just trust and allow the process to happen. Allow it to be messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be all figured out in one day, 1 month. Like, let it happen. Trust the process. We have abundance. Yes, so there's going to be a shift, especially under follow your heart. There's going to be this shift of awakening. As soon as you start following your heart, everything's going to start aligning. You're going to have more money, better jobs, more people aligned. You're going to be finding your people, your tribe. There's and abundance isn't just money. It's the abundance of happiness and feeling good in your own skin and soul and body and happiness. It's the abundance of food in the fridge. It's the abundance of fun and laughter and joy. It's the abundance of getting to know yourself. It's not just physical things. It's not just money. It's the abundance of knowing yourself. That's priceless. And we have let go. Let go. Yeah. Know when to let go of your energy specifically. Letting go. Your energy is your energy is important. There we go. There is a sentence. Your energy is so important that you need to pick and choose where you're letting your energy go and flow. And sometimes you need to chop a cord and let things go. Like I said in my story earlier, let go of that energy of trying to prove yourself, prove your worth, prove your importance. If people can't see it, then that's not your problem. Not your problem. All right, last but not least, the outcome. Love. We love to see it. Love in all ways. Love, again, linked with this self-worth card, if you will. Loving yourself, loving others, making choices out of love, making everything, just everything lining in love instead of fear and anger and anxiety. You're learning to vibrate in a state of love and peace and harmony. And with that comes abundance, comes blessings, comes good news, comes everything that you've been trying to manifest, because you're letting go and you're trusting the process and into this transformation. You know, that's a beautiful outcome. One couldn't ask for a better outcome than love. So that's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Feel free to give a like, a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.